Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Mary Beth at the Law of Attraction Club on the web at theloaclub.com. This hangout is the summary of our theme for the week, and it continues with our longer discussion and Q&A on our member conference call. You can get invites to our open calls and a free copy of our letting go process, actually in 3 forms: video, audio, and in print. Each one has a slightly different take by going to theloaclub.com. We also have a special bonus for becoming a member this week, a free personal one-on-one guidance through the letting go process. This process is fantastic. It's our best process yet. It helps you start to let go of your past limiting beliefs and put in new feel-good thoughts and beliefs that start to really go into your subconscious and help you create a better feeling life. There will be pop-ups on your screens to help you get an example of the letting go process. So today we have Robin channeling for us and Rachel channeling for us, and of course Tara will be coming through. So we welcome Robin, Rachel, and Tara. Over to you guys.
Is there truly nothing you cannot be, do, or have? Our answer is yes. And it's an unqualified yes. You'll often hear even some of the well-known law of attraction gurus answer that question with, yes, but. Well, that's a one-word answer, because there is no but. It seems that in this one's version of reality, that idea of one world is not only a fixture in the prevailing societal conversation, but it also permeates the fabric of your religions and most of your popular explanations about the nature of things. So we thought it might be useful to revisit this topic of reality and once and for all have you understand the truth of it. So welcome to this discussion in which we explore what your real options are. Let's start from the place you all start from when at some point, or at many points, you ponder the meaning of life and ask 2 big fundamental questions. Who am I? And what am I doing here? As we progress here, our intention is to leave none of you behind. Be you atheist or materialist, be you a follower of a particular religion or spiritual philosophy, be you agnostic in that you've decided that the questions are unanswerable, or be you a believer, for example, in some version of this thing you call the law of attraction. We're not going to ask any of you to suspend logic, because the explanation is entirely logical. And we're not going to ask you to take anything on faith, because each of you should always make your own belief choices and your own decisions about what seems plausible. But we will warn you up front here that this model of reality we're proposing may at first seem highly radical, in that it will challenge you to entirely rethink the way you see the world. Now, we understand that for some of you, this radicalness may at first look like complexity, but we encourage you to get beyond that, because actually the opposite is true. As you might expect from a theory of everything, this model is in fact 1, elegantly simple, and 2, able to provide complete answers to every question you might have. We also recognize that for others of you who've spent a lifetime exploring many different and complex models of reality, the very simplicity of this might be unsatisfying in that it seems too much of a shortcut. And to those we would say, do you want a simple answer or complex discussions? We offer a simple answer. So here's the radical idea. Most of you, in this one's version of reality, atheists, agnostics, followers of religious teaching, believers in the law of attraction, most of you start from the assumption that you live in a one world, a solid, space-time, physical, ongoing reality that you share with everyone else. In fact, most of you see that as so self-evident that you never challenge it. We offer an alternate model, one that is equally possible and that no one can disprove, that this world of yours is what you dream into existence. It's your own personal movie playing in your mind, and you write the screenplay by what you choose to believe and expect. From our friends Abraham. This reality that humans claim and cling to is such an arbitrary thing. You are billions of people with billions of different perspectives of life experience, literally creating billions of different worlds, and yet pretending that it's all one big world that you are all sharing equally. And it's not even close to that, you see. You are on these vibrational islands with law of attraction spinning on your individual vortexes, giving you exactly what you are a vibrational match to. From Bashar. Your physical reality is just a holographic reflection of what you most strongly believe to be true. From Bentinho Massaro. Want a happy world? Then it is absolutely crucial that you give up your focus on the world out there as if it actually exists. You see, there's a consciousness that's you that makes all your decisions. Then there's the virtual reality that provides your experiences. It contains the physicalness that's you, and your physical world, and your non-physical world. And there are no boundaries between these. If you choose to change the consciousness that's you, everything else changes. These choices you make are the only things that determine what's in that world of yours. Everything is a match, and there is no thing and no body that exists in heaven or earth that can hold you apart from things that you match, or could push things at you that you do not match. You're an always connected extension of the collective consciousness, the pure positive energy of all that is. There is no God beyond you that creates it all. You're creating moment by moment, second by second, everything you experience. If you're aware of it, you're creating it. If you're aware of it right now, you're creating it right now. There's no celestial committee that designs and maintains the earth as something external to you. It didn't exist before you, and it cannot survive after you. What's in your so-called past, in your history books, and your paleo-scientific journals is a nice backstory. But it's only relevant insofar as you make it so, by granting it the power to influence your here and now. So what's the downside to a one-world belief? 3 things. Firstly, when you try to make sense of it, when you try to answer questions, because you're trying to force fit a solid model of reality over a thought-created virtual reality, the answers get to be long and involved and illogical, and you end up with having to take things on faith. You end up with half answers or non-answers. Secondly, in a shared world, it's clear that what you can create depends on what those other people in that world decide they will create. Your desires are in competition with theirs. Now you're in the mindset of there's nothing you cannot be, do, or have except, or but, or unless. Now you're in the place of needing to gather like-minded people around you, of promoting days of world prayer or meditation. At best, you have declared that it's not just up to you. At worst, you have watered down the law of attraction to mean not much of anything. Then something comes along that knocks you down, and some of you just give up on the whole idea. Thirdly, for as long as your mindset is one world, a world that's real and existing and out there, you internalize it as something it isn't. You make it solid and unchangeable. You put that pottery piece in the oven and take away your ability to put your hands on the clay and remold it to a new shape. This is a self-reinforcing mechanism, and it can really impede you by holding you apart from the experience of who you really are and the true power that you have. The less real you choose to believe things are, the less you will see them as solid and unmalleable. Less real begets more in charge. Less real turns your boat downstream. Everything just gets easier. There is, you see, no boundary between you and your world. What's out there is a reflection of you, because it's not out there at all. It's all an inside job. When you make a new choice, you're stepping into a new version of you, and a new version of your world wraps itself around you with new matching versions of everybody and everything. Whatever you believe is real is what you will experience, but it is a mirror, and it is only a mirror. We could go further here into the concept there are actually infinite versions of you and everybody else, that when you go left at the fork there is another equally valid version that goes right, that you perceive only one version at a time, and that other version of you is perceiving a different one. But let's keep it simple for now with these 2 truths. It isn't real, and you are the decider. As we often do, let us also add here this really simple and powerful statement. If you will let your feelings be your guide, and if you will remember to always reach for that better feeling thought, you will be right on the path that leads to the experiences you want. The rest of this is just detail. Is it relevant or important detail? That is for each of you to answer, of course. But we would say for most of you, yes, it is. For most of you, this is important because once you understand that it's your thoughts and choices that define, moment by moment, everything in your so-called reality, you can see how it is we can declare with confidence that there is nothing you cannot be, do, or have. What you choose to believe becomes. Once you get it, can you see that whatever comes into your experience is a match to you, and why, therefore, you can never be a victim? Once you get it, can you see that the versions of those people with whom you intersect are always going to be a match to you? Once you get it, can you see that whatever version of you shows up in somebody else's reality will always be a match to them? And so nobody can ever be a victim to what you do. Once you get it, can you see that not only can you choose to manifest any particular thing, but so also you get to choose the path to that manifestation? Is it an easy path or a difficult path? What you choose to believe becomes. Once you get it, can you see that nothing in your past has any power to create in your now or your future, except that which you give it by believing yourself to be caught up in a train of events? But that train of events simply does not exist until you create it by believing in it. Once you get it, can you see that everything that exists in the world is what you know exists? And if you don't know about it, it doesn't exist until you make a new belief choice about it. Once you get it, can you see that why the sun rises in the east is because you have chosen that as one of your certainties? Once you get it, can you see that the only one who gets a vote in the next election is you? Once you get it, can you see that whether your team wins the pennant is nothing whatsoever to do with which of those players performs well? It's up to you. Once you get it, can you see that every question can be answered from within, because there is no complexity to the underlying truth of everything? Complexity is a one-world phenomenon. Once you get it, can you see that how it is you not only create the physical you and your physical world, you create everything in your experience? If there's a God or a devil, or if there are heavenly creatures, they exist because you imagine them and expect them into existence, even as you do with us and we do with you. Once you get it, can you see why we're going on and on about this? And why it is that we say knowing the truth of who you are and what those worlds out there really are can set you free? Once you understand that it's your thoughts and choices that define moment by moment everything that flows into your experience, can you see how it is we can declare with confidence that there is nothing you cannot be, do, or have? What you choose to believe becomes. Good. So now let's look at what to do with this understanding. The extent to which you allow yourself to step outside the mental confines of this context you have created is the extent to which you will build an ongoing awareness of who you really are and the power that you have. Even as you are on the field of life, watch yourself from the stands. Spend time with the thought that this is me and my creation, and I can change it all. Become familiar with that thought. Let it become part of you, and watch the world change. People and things that used to be in your world will disappear, because what you are is no longer what they are. Once you get it, can you see why it is we encourage you to find processes that help you to step through that door into a new version of the future with new beliefs and new rules? We say take processes like the letting go process we have promoted in this community and make them your own. Use these tools to help you develop new thought habits. Make them a part of you. Make that your mission and your focus.
This Hangout on Air was our summary of the theme for the week. And we usually continue with our longer discussion and questions and answers on our member conference line. But you can join us right now if you dial in 712-432-0075. And the PIN is 101830. And a special bonus is available to you for joining this week as a member. A 20-minute one-on-one, which is guidance through the letting go process. See the pop-ups on your screen. So over to you, Robin and Rachel and Tara.